I received my first trading card in grade 3, a water level 4 monster that honestly wasn't even that good in its own archetype, but I treasured it as it was my very first card. In elementary school, as I began to stack up my allowance money, I was able to begin purchasing better decks. At that time, 2 in particular caught my interest, so I picked up Chespin's starter deck. Unfortunately, I believe I've lost the deck or otherwise have donated it away. The deck I was however most fond of during this time was the Plasma Blast Genocide deck. As I was playing in the playground format, Genocide was a cup above the rest. When I entered middle school, I ditched the rubber band and Ziploc bag combo, and I bought my very first Yu-Gi-Oh deck and put it in a Knights Ultra Pro deck box. I bought the deck of my favorite character, Quattro. Gimmick, but then high school rolled around. But luckily, during COVID, the explosion of the coronavirus gave me another opportunity to revisit my childhood passion of trading card games. I played Mermail, Virtual World, Tri Brigade, Eldritch, and Prank Kids. And then I entered university. University honestly has been great. I've been able to learn about subject matters I truly cared about and met a plethora of new friends that I hold dearly. But something always felt missing. And soon, I reached the conclusion to that very issue. It was in this very study room on October 3rd, 2023, 4:45 p.m. where I found the solution to my problem. I spent hours combing the web to see if there was a trading card game club. I even went on Reddit. When I found out there wasn't one, I decided to create that club. After finally starting the club of my dreams, that day I had a particular nagging feeling to me. And it was a feeling that wouldn't wash away for a few days in a row. But instead of a feeling, it was more like something I already knew. After hosting a tri-campus tournament which brought together all 3 campuses of UFT, I thought to myself, I wonder if I could do the same at a larger scale. This nagging feeling is probably due in part to my favorite arc in Yu-Gi-Oh!, the Battle City arc. In chapter 179, we see that Yugi and his friends go all the way to the Battle City Tower, the final duel grounds for the ultimate championship. And to me, that was the coolest thing ever. So, instead of dwindling on it any further, I decided to take action. First, we did outreach to all university and college student trading card game clubs to see who was interested. Next was building the team. First, we scheduled a meeting to figure out when everyone was available, assign them to specific jobs. Next, we had to find a location and time. And of course, we had to do advertising. Yes, that's me in a Pikachu suit. Now, I must digress. The next part was difficult as we didn't have a proven track record, but most sponsors were actually quite willing to help. It was just the fact that I was naive and a little bit inexperienced in this field. I wish it was easy enough to point to one specific part which led to the failure of this tournament, but truly, it was a myriad of certain situations and circumstances coming together that led to this moment. For a while, I honestly lost myself. I took to partying, drinking, and the trifecta of brain rot games. And I drank enough Jägermeister to have a meeting with God. But this project wasn't truly a failure. I just had to pivot. So all that was left for the new Step 1 Part 2 was to first issue refunds and apologize. Next, draft up a new plan. Next, rebrand the event to reflect the new circumstances. Find a new location. Find out how to make the trophies. Which leads us to...
Gosh, how excited are you today for the tournament?
I'm like Sigma, it's his birthday. Young Sigma shit.
Runner-up interview. How do you feel after this guy? I paid for his entry. He owes me $5. boys.
Reload.
What is our club president doing?
Yo, Jack boy, Jack boy.